Hey, it's JT. Wanted to post a video on something that I only learned about in rehab, and this is if you need to detox off your substance, you'll learn about this. I didn't know about it until I detoxed. PAW, Post-Acute Withdrawal, PAW. It's after your initial detox and the withdrawal you go through with that, the coming weeks, months, possibly years are met with certain mental, physical reactions your body and your mind is going through as it's coping with being off your substances. And if, I have been going through them, and like I said, I was a chronic relapser, and, until about a month and a half ago, so it's still fresh. So I'm still having a lot of these mental issues, and it's a roller coaster of emotions. The symptoms catch you off guard. I was always surprised when they happened. I didn't realize when they were happening. Each symptom, it depends on who you ask, but they usually last about 2 days. And I'll get into the symptoms a little bit in actually a few seconds here. Uh, PAW in general, the post-acute withdrawal phase, that can last up to 2 years, so patience is really critical. Um, some of the symptoms that you might go through are mood swings. I go up and down, and it's a pain in the ass for everyone involved. Me, people around me, I can't stand it. Anxiety, irritability, tiredness, lethargy, varying amounts of energy, low energy, high energy. I'm not talking like depressive and manic states, but sometimes inability to do certain physical activities, mental strain, that kind of thing. It depends on what substances you were using and the mentality that you had before the substances, obviously. Varying concentration levels. I notice my short-term memory is sometimes really bad, sometimes really good. Long-term memory, mine is fine. But short-term, I can't remember like a number of things to do. I have to write it down. Numbers, I can't remember them at all. Phone numbers, they just go in one ear or the other. And the one that really gets to me is disturbed sleep. Um, if you used a depressant, alcohol, heroin, Xanax, painkillers, sleep is probably going to be an issue in early recovery and maybe for the first few months. But um, I didn't have the patience to ride it out a few times. This time I'm being forced to. My own forcing me taking the antabuse is, prevents me from drinking. That's what I would usually use if I think I'm tired and I need to sleep. Um, but yeah, you're gonna have disturbed sleep, and it's gonna be a pain in the ass. I don't fall asleep. I make myself go to bed 10:30. Um, I'm lying in bed until midnight, easy. And once I get to sleep, I sometimes have using dreams, dreams that I'm using a substance or mentally just freaked out that I already used, and in the dream I'm recuperating. I still have a lot of using dreams with drugs, actually, not alcohol. But, and then when you wake up, I find myself waking up at 5, 3, in the morning, and then if I go back to sleep, I have trouble waking up after that at like 8 in the morning. So that's my kind of pattern, but it's annoying. Um, some ways to survive post-acute withdrawal is just be patient. Let people that aren't in the program, like family members and friends, know that some days you might be a total dick, some days you might be overly sensitive. There are going to be some days that you're pretty normal for what they consider normal. Let them know it's going to be a test for everyone involved, especially you. You need to go with the flow, which it's so much easier said than done. It's just letting your head and your body do their thing. Um, Practice self-care, and that doesn't mean like hygiene, but it means mental self-care. Things you tell yourself to kind of keep you going. You practice mental well-being. You tell yourself, I'm doing fine. I am right where I'm supposed to be. This is normal for my recovery. Just try to make yourself watch funny things. Try to smile as much as you can. Any down in the mentality leads us pretty much to depression. And with that comes the thoughts of using. It can be a trigger for people. It was for me. So start to, it's like I said, it's hard to notice these symptoms, but don't use or drink because you're feeling tired or anxious. Um, could just be regular anxiety or regular fatigue. It varies, but we tend to feel physical and mental emotions and behaviors more than the normal person would at this stage. So it's going to be tough. I relapsed constantly because of the PAW symptoms and just various other things. But just stick with it. And relaxing through the symptoms. Tension makes it 100 times worse. And I'm guessing those who used a substance addictively like I did know what tension does to us. We love tension because it's an excuse to use. It makes the emotions skyrocket in our mind. Our body reacts to it, and we're off to the races. So that's some post-acute withdrawal information. Um, Sorry if I spewed it off too fast, but wanted to get all of it in a relatively short amount of time. Um, so that's the info for you. Symptoms can last upwards of 2 years, but you could be done within a few months. It just depends how you cope with it and how you learn to live. So I hope this helps people, and be healthy.